The signs men don't pick up on when y'all need space. I clearly cross a boundary unknowingly. What if she's talking to somebody else? She clearly don't want you there, brother. Sometimes it is actually good to just understand when she needs space, because when you give her space, you're actually giving yourself space. I know what it's like to feel like you can't give a girl some space when she asks you for it and not even realize that that's what you're doing. I've been in a past relationship where, yeah, I don't know, it was toxic. You could definitely just say it was a toxic relationship. A lot of breakups, getting back and forth together, like you know the whole deal, you know the story. You try to make it work, it doesn't work, you let it go for a little bit, you come back to it, and then you try it again, and it's just you're breaking up for a reason, you know? You just break up. But I've been in that space where I don't know how to back off, and I don't realize that I don't know how to back off. If I really think back to that situation and what I could have done differently, I probably just would have given this space for both of us the first time it was over and had a clearer head and then just made the right decision. But that's all hindsight, right? We don't actually know that while we're in it. We don't know that we're being too much. You know, we think that fighting for it, you know, making sure that we show up for you, or making sure that you know that I'm here, we think that's the most important thing. But it's actually not. Because while we're thinking what we need to do, we sometimes neglect what you need, and vice versa. You know, like we could also very much need the space, and you don't realize that that's all we need. But I feel like y'all might be better at that than we are. I feel like y'all might be better at that than we are. And maybe it's the emotional intelligence aspect just kicking in sometimes when we're in a relationship. Because I tell you guys, like, we're not the best with knowing what are the right emotional decisions to make at the time. You know, we're not the greatest at doing that. At least I know I wasn't. You know, you kind of do what you feel at the time, and that's how you know it's always kind of true and it's genuine, because you're always doing what you feel. You know, you're not really, there's no malice behind it. You're just like, oh, I feel like I need to do this. I feel like I need to be here. I feel like I need to make this decision. No, let's work it out. Let's get back together. Let's, come on, we can do this. Yeah, me and you, sex is great. Everything is great. We can make it work. We have that one thing in common. But it's not enough. You know, like Kendrick said, it's not enough. And it just ain't. Sometimes you gotta know when to back off. And that is the main point there, guys. Is we don't know sometimes what the signals are that she's giving us that she needs space. That's something to really learn and understand, because I feel like when you go after that idea, right, you're like, yo, you know what, maybe I'm not the best at knowing what to do in a situation where it's like, yo, maybe we both need space, or maybe she needs space because our insecurities, probably, right? Like, I think that everything boils down to your insecurities at some point. It's like, if you feel like you're not there, it's because somebody else might be swooping in, or maybe she might give attention to somebody else, and we just be making up all this shit in our mind, right? When it's not really true. I mean, sometimes it is. Let's not get it twisted, because in that situation, it was definitely like that, you know? It was definitely like that. Oh, ladies, y'all have such an interesting way of not letting us know what it really is, you know? Like, you're very good. I gotta say, y'all are so much better at us when it comes to not letting the other party know what's really going on. We could definitely learn from you in that aspect. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the signs men don't pick up on when y'all need space. And that is something that I think I just thought about yesterday. I was like, oh, you know, people don't understand boundaries. And I started thinking about the boundaries that I probably have crossed, and unknowingly. I'm not like a boundary crossing person, with someone that I'm with. That's just not me. But I clearly cross a boundary unknowingly. Because if you are in a situation and it is toxic, it's not healthy, you're not really your best, you're not your best self, you're not your best person, you put your best, foot forward in that sense. But because you're not your best self, you're not making the best decisions. You step back. You actually do the thing that everything in your grain, everything in your DNA is telling you not to do. And you do that. It's like, yeah, no, I can't back off. No, back off. No, I gotta be there. I gotta show her that I'm there. No, she clearly don't want you there, brother. What if she's talking to somebody else? Then let her talk to somebody else. Honestly, when it comes down to it, if a woman wants to talk to somebody else, just let her go talk to somebody else, because ain't nobody worth stressing out over like that. If you end a relationship, or if y'all are in some rift, maybe the relationship's not even ended, maybe y'all just in a rift, and she starts giving attention to somebody else, fellas, I gotta tell you, that might be a sign from the divines that you should move on. Sometimes it is actually good to just understand when she needs space, because when you give her space, you're actually giving yourself space. And that is my space. No, we need that. Like those moments right there, I think it gave me the time to keep thinking back and say, oh shit, like I was here again. Oh shit. No. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like enough for those what are you doings. They'll get to you and they'll start making you think logically. And that's what we have to get back to when we do give that space to each other. It's like, all right, what's really going on with you, Jordan? What's really bothering you? You just start talking to yourself like your own therapist. To some degree, we're all our own therapists, right? We're our own fitness trainer, our own teachers. We're just our own everything. Like people say, oh, you gotta go to college to learn. It's like, no, you just gotta be with yourself. Brother, if you be with yourself enough, you'll learn a lot of shit. Because you have to. You have to understand what isn't working and why you keep finding yourself in the same position in life 10 years later. The only person that's gonna fix that is you. There isn't anyone you could pay. There isn't a podcast that can help you. There isn't a YouTube channel or video that's gonna give you an idea of how to be better. There isn't a friend. There isn't a family member. It's you. That's the thing, you need space. Space is fine. Space is good. Space is good for everyone. If she uses the words, I just need some time, or I need space, automatically implant that in your brain. Anything that correlates to distance, step back. You take distance and go the other way. There's something there that doesn't need the constant formula that you've been using. Because 1 + 1 isn't always 2 in a relationship. Like, let's be real. That math doesn't actually add up in a relationship, because relationship universe, the math is different. Our scientists and theoretical physicists are still trying to figure out that math, but we do know that 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2. We're dealing with male and females. That's what we all boil down to, come out to initially, whether team we lay up on. But we have to really understand what each other needs, because if we understand what each other needs, we're gonna make everyone happy. So if you see her making any sounds, any gestures, suggestions of distance, time, space, brother, you take a step back. You give that to her, because she needs it. She needs to figure that shit out, because we can't figure it out. I hate to tell you guys, like, that's the other thing. We want to be there in her face, so that way we can provide a solution, because that's what we are. As men, we are solution providers. So we were born to do, guys. Be solution providers. Be men. Figure it out. This is something that you can't really figure out. Like, women is not something that you're going to just figure out all the time. And you have to be okay with that. Like, women can't even figure out women all the time. So what the fuck makes you think you're gonna do it? If you find yourself stuck in a situation with a lot of back and forths, just like myself, understand this video is here to check you. And that's what I want to do. I want to check you. I want to be a friend that checks you. Some people don't have the friend that checks you. I want to be your friend that checks you and reminds you of the important things and the little things that actually matter, and the mistakes and the progress and the satisfactions that I've had, that I can share with you all the experiences that maybe you don't have to experience for yourself, or you can have a better experience. So let me check you. This is Jordan Ray. Thank you guys for tuning in for my thoughts. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. And follow my Instagram at cleverpointmade. Yeah, I'm posting stuff. Follow me everywhere. Just don't follow me home. That's the only thing. Just like, don't follow me home. But follow me everywhere else. I appreciate that. I look forward to talking to y'all again. See y'all. Peace.